When will Tesla come to India? Tesla come to India. Now we have so much details. A $2 to $3 billion electric vehicle manufacturing plant, and possible states they're looking at are the usual suspects to set up a car manufacturing plant in the country: Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, and Maharashtra.
Absolutely, and I think it comes well within about 9 months of the first meeting, the first formal meeting that took place between Prime Minister Modi and Elon Musk in the US, and Prime Minister Modi had travelled to the US for a state visit in June last year. We are sitting right at the start of April and things have moved fairly fast. And look at the number of moving parts in this whole mammoth machinery of getting an electric vehicle manufacturer as big as Tesla to India within these 9 months. Number one, and I think top of the list, is the new revised duty on imported cars reduced to 15% for fully built units. Of course, on the condition that Tesla or any other such vehicle that qualifies comes and makes a commitment to invest in India, manufacture in India. Now, what was surprising is that there was only an expectation of $500 million to be invested by any foreign EV maker into India to avail of this 15% duty reduction. But here we have Elon Musk talking big numbers as big as $2 billion to $3 billion. Now, this incidentally is a Financial Times report, so we haven't been able to independently verify the quantum of investment coming in. But yeah, these three states are known as the major auto production hubs of the country. And yeah, I don't think there's going to be a fourth state which Elon Musk would have to visit or his team would have to visit.
And you're looking at a $24,000 car?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. Because I think that
at least that's what the media reports are at this stage.
So I think that $24,000 car would have made sense, and that would have amounted to about 20 lakh rupees. And these discussions were on last year before this 15% import duty rule kicked in. Now, if Tesla had to make in India right from scratch, then it would have had to obviously have a very, very customized, palatable to the Indian wallet sort of an EV going. But now that the import duty has been reduced to 15%, it means Elon Musk can very easily import fully built Model 3 or Model Y, which come in the range of about 40 lakh rupees or so with the 15% duty, and need not really make in India, so to speak, a customized model for India. And sell the existing prices, the existing models of Tesla, even though they are slightly higher in their price tag, but then there's no 60% or 70% or 100% duty, there's only a 15% duty. Right. So I think for now, Elon Musk has said goodbye to the $24,000 sub 20 lakh rupee India only Tesla.
And that's because of the new import regulations which tell you that you even get that cut in the concession in your import duty only if the value of your car is above a certain limit.
Absolutely,
isn't it?
Absolutely. But in this case, I think this 15% rule seems to have kicked in specifically for ensuring that the Tesla Model 3 priced at 40 lakh rupees and below, and that is the freight, the cost and the freight and transportation all put together, the Tesla can pretty much drive in under that 40 lakh rupee. The Model 3 can drive in under that 40 lakh rupee price range and avail of the 15% subsidy. And hence, obviously, there's no need to have a cheaper car to be made in India.
Okay, there's no need for a cheaper car in India, but you are looking at a $3 billion EV manufacturing plant. I mean, from everything from CKD completely knocked down to assembled units. So this plant, I'm guessing, will be for everything, right? From assembling, partly built up units to completely knocked down units, everything. And and it will also be exploring possibly India-specific models in the future.
I mean, you cannot rule out any possibility, and especially because EV as a space is growing across the world, not just in India. In India, in fact, the pace has been much slower. The total market share of electric vehicles for the financial year that just ended, FY24, is just about 2.3% of four-wheelers which are on electric mobility. Now, coming to your specific point about what kind of cars would be manufactured here, I think to begin with, Elon Musk is going to import the Model 3 at the 15% reduced duty. Thereafter, I think whatever models, existing or new models, cheaper or more expensive, are not going to be made in India only for India's domestic consumption. I think Elon Musk would want to look at and would need to look at India as a clear alternative to all other manufacturing plants from China to Mexico for Tesla vehicles, which are sold not just in India, but in other parts of the world as well.
I was only asked the question on the basis of the size of this unit. We're talking about a $3 billion unit over here. So I'm wondering what all is going to be going inside, work that's going to be going inside that unit. But there was a lot of questions, Kartik. Just one last point about the new e-vehicle policy. Do you think it's finally done the trick?
Not really. Unfortunately, even the new EV policy is right now restricted only to two-wheelers and three-wheelers. So, FAME 2 and the new electric vehicle policy, EVMS, I think it's referred to as, it just incentivizes end consumers who want to buy two-wheelers or three-wheelers. And FAME 2 obviously also had commercial vehicles. But a specific policy for electric four-wheelers, I think the only incentive consumers like us have right now is that little bit of tax deduction that we get when we file our income taxes by virtue of owning an electric four-wheeler. But there's no other government subsidized incentivized scheme yet for four-wheelers.
Right, and the only question here to ask is a 40 lakh rupee Tesla, Kartik? I mean, like, Tesla is not like an ultra expensive car in other markets. In a market like Norway, where it's considered like one of the most famous cars available right now. Whereas it's facing trouble in the US because of Mr. Elon Musk and his persona per se.
That's right.
They're saying the bookings are low. In India, clearly there's no such issues. We don't have any issues with Elon Musk personas per se. We're still taking to electric vehicles. So a 40 lakh rupee car? That too expensive?
I feel, Krishna, again, contrary to popular convention, I think the 40 lakh rupee in India right now is a sweet spot. Okay. You have vehicles, you have electric vehicles as well as SUVs in the sub 30 lakh, in fact 20 to 25 lakh rupee being the hottest area right now in Indian cars or cars selling in India. But I think you have electric vehicles in the sub 25 lakh rupee category right now, going all the way from, let's say, an MG Comet which starts at 7 lakhs up to about, about 23, 24 lakh rupees for MG electric vehicles. Now, the next mile that gets covered in the aspirations of electric car buyers starts at about 45, 48 lakh rupees. And these happen to be the BYDs or the Hyundai Ioniq or the Kia versions, which are not luxury either. I mean, these are, luxury would be a Volvo or a Beamer or a Mercedes, but these brands, BYD, etc., which compete very tightly with Tesla in China at least, happen to service a category which is about 50 lakh rupees and above. So I think Tesla, with the Elon Musk badge on it, with the fancy T on it, is going to find, I believe, a very, very sweet spot in, and remember, Tesla can sell only 8,000 units of imported cars in a year. I think we will have far more than 8,000 Indians vying to buy a Tesla in India, which is actually made in the US or made in China or made in Mexico, coming to India with a 15% import duty and will be more than willing to pay 40 lakh rupees for it.
Absolutely. There's so many more Indians willing to pay more than 60 to 70 lakh rupees for Mercedes and BMWs in the country. 8,000 looks like not such a big number. Fair point there, Kartik, but we will leave it at that because, let's face it, the details at this stage are very sketchy. We have very limited understanding of what's going to happen, but we do know that they are going to be coming here scouting for locations in Gujarat, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Most likely, even that is a conjuncture, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what happens where the Tesla plant finally comes.